city, boy. Shit. Talk my shit, part 3, nigga.
What's up? We in this bitch, not just B.
Lady Leo Auntie, what's the word, B? We have guests today.
We got some guests today. We got some people in this bitch.
We like guests.
We in this bitch.
We in this bitch.
Yeah.
Who do we have today?
Man, look, first of all, we at Smoky Face Smoke Shop.
Oh,
4250
Truth.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's where we
Kansas
at,
City,
though.
That's where we at.
It's Wednesday.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Your Uber driver took you somewhere else?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Mine too. Yeah, but we here.
Love you.
We here, though.
No, but we are here today. We have two special guests. Before we get to them, we want them to say who they are, and or we can say who y'all are. It just all depends.
Nah, we can do it.
Y'all can do it.
Introduce
Look,
yourself.
I like our guests. They
Introduce
sound ready.
yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Rodney, and this is my dog Raj. We part of Three Fingers Deep, and we host a podcast talking about whiskey and all kind of current events, and we just wanted to bring our show on the road to Smoke Shop, my bad.
We ain't got no barbecue in this bitch. We in this bitch, but we ain't got no barbecue in this bitch.
He got barbecue on his mind. I think he barbecues.
Yeah, that's
He's a native of Kansas City, though, for real.
Okay, yeah, we here.
That's okay.
Smoky Face, Smoke Shop.
See, I ain't gonna fuck that up. I ain't gonna fuck that up.
So
Since y'all pointed it
Got a
out.
little strong. I'm just saying.
Pre-game, we did
Got a
our
little strong,
pre-game.
got a little strong.
So,
Pre-game got a little strong.
thank you both, Roger and Rodney, for coming and participating today with us at Smoky Face.
For sure.
Me and B, we've been doing a little podcast, and I heard you guys got a podcast, and that's why you guys are here with us today.
Yeah, what's up?
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Definitely. What made you two guys start your podcast?
Dog.
Well, so me and my man, we some nerds for real, but we like to get drunk. So
Okay, then.
we was
Shit,
doing
then.
a security podcast.
You on the street,
and
goddammit. You
that
on the
shit turned into work, and so. Okay, y'all gotta help me because I be like cursing way too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Feel
from
free,
around-
we in this
I'm-
bitch.
I'm from around
We in
these
this
parts.
bitch.
I'm from
Okay,
around these
where
parts.
you- okay.
When we started to do a security podcast, and it was just way too much work. It was just get off work and do more work. And we like to drink. You know what I'm saying? So this the bourbon guy. I'm the Scotch guy.
Okay.
And then we started drinking these ryes, and we was like, "Yo, this is a lot more fun." So this is how we got started, dog.
Yeah, I mean, he said it. We started talking cybersecurity, and before you know it, we start talking all kind of shit and getting drunk. And I said, "Yo, dog, we can record this shit," and that's how it was born. So
It was like one of them, we need to get this out kind of moments. Like,
That's
shit,
kinda how we
motherfuckers,
started,
That's
though.
kind of how we started, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's amazing what, you know.
It was
some
on a
things-
Wednesday, wasn't it?
It was on a Wednesday.
was.
What's
There you
today?
Wednesday.
Okay, then. Shit, got that.
So you guys have started this adventure. So what whiskeys or brandies or exactly for anybody who's a newcomer to drinking, I guess, or what flavors would you all recommend or brands?
Go ahead and give it to him.
So I'm gonna say this. So it's not about flavor. So whiskey, just take whiskey in general. So whiskey is like an umbrella. It encompasses a bunch of different liquors. So for example, bourbon, Tennessee whiskey, Japanese, Scotch, Canadian, Jameson.
Yep.
That's all. It all falls under whiskey. Now, what we drink typically are Scotch, bourbon, and like he mentioned before, rye. But we'll drink it all. But those are our favorite three: either a bourbon, a rye, or a Scotch. And he's the Scotch guy, so. But I'm more of a bourbon. But like he said, we've been falling in love with these ryes. And so when I say ryes, bourbons, it's just a particular kind of grain. For example, for a bourbon, you use mostly corn. For a rye, you use rye. And for Scotch, you use malted barley.
Malted barley.
So, and you mix it up, and then they put it in the barrel. And there's rules behind all of it,
Yeah.
and we'll get to that. We'll start talking about all that. And that's kind of like why we started really liking whiskey, because there's rules to each one that must be followed. Unlike a lot of the other drinks out there, you know, Hennessy.
Hold on, wait a minute. I got a problem. Hold on, wait a minute.
You
said something about, wait a minute.
Drink is out there.
You said something about rules and shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a real nigga that like really following fucking rules. What kind of rules you talking about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
man.
Speak on it.
I'm glad you
bro.
said. I'm glad you
help
said
me
it, dog. No,
understand.
seriously. So,
Help me
for example, to be a rye or be a bourbon or even a scotch, you can't add any coloring. You can't add any flavor.
Okay.
It has to be all natural.
Okay.
Just the way it was distilled and put in the barrel. Now, there's some Hennessy. No, I'm sorry. There's some cognacs out there. They use some coloring.
There's some cognac
They use
drinkers
coloring.
out
So
there,
now you swallowing that and. Hey.
Yeah. Break it down
So
for niggas that
you
need
want
to
to drink. You want to
Okay,
drink
we
something
got
that's more
questions.
natural. And did you know this? Out of all, say that again.
We want to hear the names of the ones that use color.
Oh, well, you know what? I don't even like Hennessy, so I'm not even following Hennessy like that. So we're gonna stick.
So hold on.
Keep it G.
We got a lot of Hennessy drinkers in here today.
Right,
I'm sorry.
And, you know, and everybody start drinking Hennessy, right?
Okay.
You come up, you drink Hennessy, then
No, because
matter of fact,
I was on Crown, I think.
I was drinking Crown.
so Crown is whiskey.
Okay,
Crown is
yes.
actually whiskey. Hen is so popular that they lock Hen up in the shelf with all the high-end expensive whiskey. And whenever I go in the store, I'm like, why is this in here? They're like, people will steal this shit. I'm like, why? You got the good shit sitting over there on the shelf.
break the real shit down for the real drinkers.
They got $800 bottles of whiskey sitting out there. Somebody go in there and steal a $30 bottle of Hennessy. I'm like, wow.
So I ain't knocking. I
I
ain't
bought some of
knocking.
the stolen bottles too, nigga.
Dog.
Stolen bottles. I done
You know
bought
what?
some bitches. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Hey, I
We
said
got
me.
guests.
It's personal.
We got
That ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm just saying though. We in this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
We are in this. So, you guys brought samples today. Would you like the audience to partake? First of all, let me see if the audience have any other questions for these two gentlemen up here, Roger and Rodney.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Favorite one, and what's the name?
So I'm not sure these are, well, one of them definitely, well, they are some of our favorites. Now, one of the reasons why we brought these is because this is a great entry into rye.
What's that?
This is a high proof whiskey. This is Angel's Envy.
Okay, yeah,
And it's
it look a little familiar. You know? It's a little familiar. I might have got one on discount.
No, that ain't what I'm talking about.
I might have got one on discount. You know what I'm saying?
This is a disclaimer out there. He doesn't do that often.
What? I don't do what? Get
Protecting the
discount?
rep. Protecting the rep.
Nigga, I'm a senior citizen, nigga. What you mean, nigga?
Okay, so you
I got an
saying
AR.
that is, one of your...
It's one of my favorites because it's really strong, but it's real smooth. So it's strong, but it's smooth, and it has a complex flavor in it. And so this one is a bourbon. So to be a bourbon,
That's not a bourbon.
no, I'm sorry. This is a rye. This is a rye. I'm sorry. This is a rye. To be a rye, it has to be made with 51% rye, and then the rest of the ingredients can be corn, wheat, or whatever. So it has to be made with at least 51%, and also it has to be put in a brand new barrel.
Oh shit, hold on.
We got shots.
We gotta take a pause. A pause for the call.
I ain't no shot in my
We in this bitch. It's a pause for the cause. But we all gonna take a shot on it. Oh, wait, what's that?
Is that me?
That's you right there.
I don't know.
And you better,
Is that me?
shit.
Well, you started with the
Top to bottom, goddamn.
I started with the
Envy,
wrong one.
But we drinking the rare breed.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, you know,
Open that.
that's because I've already been drinking, so we're gonna go ahead and go with
Last
this.
time I checked, ain't no white people in here on Black History Month. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna talk about that too. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Shots up for the doorbell. You know
And
what
this
I'm
was
saying?
this one, right? This is what you poured.
It's the rare breed.
So let me talk.
So I like it better without the ice. I don't know why.
Oh wow!
I know, right? What the?
So
I like it better without the ice.
Yes.
So,
does the audience?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are y'all drinking? That's the first question. But then we'll take some
Yeah, we
questions. Go
gon-
ahead.
Okay, so for a person like me who's never had bourbon, scotch, or rye, what should I start off with if I've never?
okay, good question.
That is a great question. So here's the thing. I don't know what your disposable income is. So this stuff can get pretty expensive at times. Now, take this bottle here. This is what we're drinking right now. I'm gonna talk a little bit
Shots
about
up.
it. This is Wild Turkey Rare Breed. It's at 116 proof.
116.
However,
Hold on.
Should I
What does
drink that?
116
Wait a
proof
minute,
mean?
Water going
What
on,
does
man.
116
We ain't been
proof
drinking this
mean?
beef.
Shit, that.
all right,
damn.
so it's at 116 proof. All that means, so take Crown Royal for example. Crown Royal is at 80 proof. And what that means is that, so at 80 proof, what that means is that 40% of the liquor inside is actual alcohol. On this 116 proof, it means that 58% of it is actual.
58% is alcohol. So that's that high proof. So if you was to get that Reggie, then you gonna get the Reggie. But if you wouldn't got that loud, that's this would
You
be
talking
loud.
smoke shop terms.
I'm trying to relate to my audience. You saying, you got the Reggie and you got that loud.
We in the smoke shop, you know what I'm saying? We in the smoke shop. You know what I'm saying?
So this is 116 proof. I just wanted to say one thing. Yes, it's strong. However, it goes down so smooth
it
because
does.
it is
I like
delicious. It is really good. You can taste vanilla, you can taste caramel, you can taste just about everything in this. This runs about
$55.
$55.
So I should try that. For me being a first timer, that's the one that I
should
need to
try
try.
that.
I would recommend it. Yes.
And-
There's one other I would try. That is, so this is Angel's Envy Rye. You can also try the Angel's Envy Bourbon. And the reason why I said try that is, so they make it just like a bourbon, but then
So
they finish it.
whoa. What does it mean to be made like a bourbon? Talk to me, Goose.
So just like I was saying with rye, you have to have 51% rye, and then put in a brand new barrel to age. To be a
Single use, charred barrel. Come on, man, slow down.
Tell them about it.
We like this man.
Tell them about it. Tell them
Hey,
about
they act
it.
like us when we up here, huh?
All thing I'm trying to figure out is how fucked up you trying to get.
you want me to talk?
How saucy you trying to be in this bitch?
Hey,
We in this bitch. How saucy you trying to be? How saucy you trying to be?
I'm trying not to overtalk. I'm trying not to
Don't be too
overtalk.
saucy.
Okay.
Because here's
You
the thing.
fine. You
Here's the
fine.
thing. A lot of this, you guys are gonna pick up on your own once you start drinking it. So I don't have to explain all the nuance about every little thing. So I think the most important thing is to know that they follow certain protocols when they made this particular bourbon. But here's the biggest thing I want you to know. After bourbon has aged 3 or 5 years, they take the bourbon out and put it in a port wine barrel. Port wine is like really, really sweet. And then they leave it in there for another year or two. And then, so now you're drinking this bourbon. You're gonna taste not this one, but when you taste that one, you'll taste some of the sweetness, and then you taste some of that strong bourbon taste as well. So it's delicious as well. Now this one was finished in a rum barrel. So they made the rye, then they finished it in a rum cask, and you'll taste some of that rum in this as well. You're gonna taste some butterscotch. You're gonna taste some vanilla. It's delicious. So.
Damn.
All right. That was very informational. We love
That
it.
shit tasted good. Hey, this shit tastes good in the motherfucker.
I know, right? I'm trying.
You know what?
Motherfucker tastes good.
Hey, so we want y'all to taste some of this. We want y'all to taste some of
Oh
this.
shit, fuck it then. Come on, hey, y'all pull up, man. Pull up on me. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? Pull up on me. We got some shot glasses in there, bitch.
Which
one you got?
This one.
We in this bitch.
We got a whole nother bottle, don't we?
Hey, we do, man. Damn sure do, man. Hold up, that shit. Yeah, hold up, man. They lined up like I'm out of here, man.
I understand how we got
I ain't
out of
no
control,
bartender,
and
but you know
I'm
what
sitting here
I'm saying?
trying to get
Hold
the
on.
information, and they coming
Oh, you
for
gonna
the
pass
drinks.
some shots? Okay, then cool. We gonna hit you off with that
So, okay,
right
so what is
there.
a
Okay.
speakeasy while they're
Next.
getting
Wait,
their
hold on. Wait, back that. That's mine now. Wait a minute.
They're,
Don't be disrespectful now.
Speakeasy.
You know what I'm talking about?
So
They get that one going,
speakeasy.
Uh-huh.
So speakeasy
We
is
on the way. We ain't got there
prohibition.
yet. We ain't got the anchor rod yet. We ain't got the anchor rod yet.
Yeah. We talking
You need
about
another shot?
speakeasy.
Can you still hear us?
Now here, they can hear.
Okay,
They
back that
just
up.
need to calm down over here
What you mean?
because we still have questions for Rodney and Rod.
We trying
So
to...
speakeasy.
So,
Yeah, let's
and
go
whatever
ahead.
questions she has, then she can wait, and they can wait and ask these gentlemen. We still have questions for them.
We in
The
this...
producer told me to come up here.
Yes,
We in this
he
bitch
did. He
ain't
said,
thirsty.
"Come up
We in
here
this bitch ain't
and
thirsty, goddamn
pass
it."
out
I'm talking about-
or help
Y'all-
out." We are in this bitch, but we still have questions for the gentleman. And the question that I asked, The question
Yes.
that
Yes.
I asked
I'm not gonna open that
was,
yet. We on this
Oh
one
no,
already.
but make sure you come back because you want to get some of
Give us
that.
1 second. Bring one. I got one right here, but you know that
I tell you, my co-host and my baby mama be out of control all the time. I don't understand this.
Don't get disrespectful now.
Shoot. Now, I told you
wait a minute. Oh,
I
okay,
was
we ready,
coming
we
up
ready,
acting
we
up.
ready.
I
Okay,
told
cool,
you that
all
on this segment.
Cool, all right.
Still got questions.
Yes, we still got questions.
So speak easy.
So speak easy.
So
What
speak easy.
what
So
is a speak
literally,
easy?
so back in Prohibition, when they said can't nobody drink, right? They would get together in literally rooms like this, where they would be in the back of a room and they would have to speak easy, like keep it down, don't raise a lot of noise. That way everybody could get together and drink and they wouldn't alert the attention to the law, people that were passing by. So that was literally where the term speak easy
So
came
that's what
from.
okay.
And so Kansas
Did
City.
you just drop a Black History fact on
Oh,
this?
wow.
It was,
Wait a minute.
Hey
I
man,
just thought about
It was a
it.
part of
that was a
history.
good call because that was like the
did you just
Underground
drop a-
Railroad
did you
of
drop a Black
drinking whiskey. That
Hey,
was
it's
the
Black History
Underground
Month, man. You know what I'm
Railroad
saying?
of
We in
drinking
this bitch,
whiskey.
man.
That's
We in
what
this
I
bitch.
love now.
We
I
in this
love
bitch.
it. We
So
in it.
Kansas City got a rich history of speakeasies.
Okay.
Man, you got speakeasies at the Phillips Hotel. You got speakeasy that used to be Manifesto. You got a bunch of little clubs around town that have that little vibe that's just dark, the lights is down, and they serve really good drinks. So yeah.
So what they do
speakeasy.
now
sound
on
like
the
type of
speakeasy,
spots I fuck
they
with.
kind of try to hide the outside, right? So the outside look all, just kind of normal, but when you walk in, it opens up to a full bar, full club, like, and
Yeah.
that's the whole concept
Kinda
of the
like
speakeasy.
Smoky Face.
Sound like an after hours type spot.
That's exactly what it is. I was gonna
That's
say,
it.
bring it all the way back.
they
It's
be
an after hour bootleg. You know what I'm saying?
They
You
have
know?
all that action happened at Smoky Face after dark.
Hey,
but,
man.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't
Let's
talking
talk
about that
about
right
that.
now. You know what I'm saying? Keep it on the low.
Plug,
Keep it on the low. Keep it on the low. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell nobody
Okay, we
about
got
that.
one more. We got a couple of someone else who has a question for Rodney and Rog.
What's up with it? What's up with it? What's going on?
My question is, when I was young, my aunt she used to have a wild turkey statues from the 80s. What do you think that potency is now? Would be?
So wild
Something
turkey.
similar to that?
No, so I mean it is sort of, and but Wild Turkey 101. The reason they call it 101 is 101 proof,
Man.
even back then. So that's Wild Turkey 101. But they came out with a different brand, a different whiskey, the Rare Breed. But nonetheless, it's still Wild Turkey, and no, it's making a. I'm not gonna say it's making a comeback because I don't think it ever went anywhere. But it's more relevant now. I would say that.
Would you say, real quick though, would you say it's an equivalent to this? The 101?
No.
It would be equivalent to the Red Breed?
No.
So which
this
one
Red
top?
Red Breed is better.
It tops.
Yeah, it tops.
It tops,
Yeah,
okay.
the Red Breed is top. This is like their top of the line brand.
And that
Okay.
is not an expensive. So here's the other thing too. So bourbon used to be sold on. Bourbon is an American whiskey. It's American whiskey. So you can make whiskey all over the world, but it can only be bourbon if it's made in America.
Really?
And so yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay, facts.
so
I didn't know that.
Drop
so
some
just
gems,
like
drop some facts.
champagne. In order to be champagne, you have to be made in the Valley of Champagne in France. Anything else is just sparkling white wine. But we call a lot of things champagne. So that's
Damn.
really the difference. Same distillation process, same, ingredients, same, the whole nine. But bourbon, they used to sell bourbon on American bases, American military bases all around the world. So here's some shit. America has bases on 80% of the world.
Man.
It is 80% of the world. Any country in the world, we have a military base. We have a presence. And what that means is that's sovereign territory. That means what we do on this land is what we do. You can't say shit. You know how many motherfuckers got a military base in this hemisphere?
Shit.
Other than Mexico and Canada?
Shit.
Fucking nobody, okay? So just imagine if you had a house and a motherfucker moved into a room in your house and it was like, nah, you can't tell us what to do up in this room. That's what an American base is. So they brung bourbon to that American base and they sold it all over the country. So that's how bourbon got popular. It was a cheap whiskey. It was cheap. And then through the 60s and whatnot, they started drinking gin and they started drinking vodka and they started having mixed drinks, and that was the jazz and the bebop and all of that. And so bourbon kind of fell out of favor. So they wanted to bring it back and they started to marketed as a high-end luxury type liquor. So the shit just went up because they like, you know how we do. We don't like nothing cheap. Americans, we don't like nothing cheap. We like that expensive shit. It's the same bullshit, but now that we charge $100, I'm like, oh no, I got to give me some
So
of
what
this.
you're saying is alcohol got gentrified too? Did it get gentrified?
You make me hot.
Like
We got a
gentrification and
question.
shit like that?
Hey, dog.
Audience,
Hey,
ask a
hey,
question.
Yep.
What's up with
Go
it?
ahead.
What's up with it?
So my question is this, like with the whiskey, I'm a cognac drinker, so, and I don't like to mix. But a lot of people like to mix their drinks with stuff, so with whiskey, like, what do you mix it with?
Oh, that's a great question. So,
Put
as
it
a
up.
matter of fact, we're gonna make a drink tonight,
You gonna what?
and it's gonna be an old fashioned.
What?
We're gonna make an old fashioned.
Over?
A lot of people hate that name old fashioned, but
Shit.
basically it's just bitters, a little bit of simple syrup, and
Where did it come from though?
Break that old fashioned
The
down.
old
What that-
fashioned.
Why they call it old fashioned?
Well, because back in the day, boy, whiskey used to be made with all kind of bullshit, and so they wanted to add a little bit of flavoring in it.
But
So
they did.
so what is it? Simple syrup,
bitters,
little bitters, and
orange peel. That's
that's
it.
That's it.
Okay.
What we waiting on?
I thought they were gonna do that while they were.
No. We talking right now.
Okay. We in this bitch.
Pull it out.
So does that answer your question?
Yeah, so basically, you really
Don't.
mix whiskey.
No, you do. No, that's not true.
I mean, it's against the rules for me, but a lot of people mix.
No, don't say that.
Against the rules. What rules is you talking
We
about?
want people
That's the fine print I didn't
drink
see.
their cocktail the way they want to. That's what we preach. Yeah, but you
You
can't
drink
say
it
that.
straight? You like
So
it straight?
so if
Yeah,
you're
straight-
saying that
straight
right
ain't nothing
now,
wrong
what
with.
would you recommend for her if she wanted to mix it with something? If she's not a tough person that takes the whole full proof of the whiskey or the
So I would say
cool.
have your whiskey with a little bit of ice. If you typically don't mix it with any type of mixers or whatever, have it with some ice. What else? Lime peel or something. But you can drink it like that. So. That's what I
And there
recommend.
is a shit ton of cocktails you can make with whiskey.
Yes.
Tennessee teas. I mean, literally, if you can, so it's like making eggs. Like we make eggs, just look up in the cabinet and grab any spice I can and throw it. That's how you can do your whiskey and get it to a nice little flavor profile that you like. So
Yeah. So we prefer it neat
Yeah.
and or with ice, just depending on the particular whiskey. But you can mix it the way you want to. So sometimes I have it in a cocktail. It just depends on where I'm at, right? If I'm with a bunch of people, I might have an old fashioned, but typically I drink it neat, straight from the bottle.
Okay, one more question.
All right, this kind of getting out the subject. Well, it's not getting out the subject.
Oh
but
damn. Smoky face.
I just wanted, how did y'all get into this cybersecurity thing?
Damn. How did we do
We're talking about whiskey.
Good question.
That's a great question.
That's a good question, dog.
About whiskey.
I mean, for me, yeah. So for me, it's
Well,
I'm
the
just.
podcast is about different types of whiskey, bourbons, scotches. Well, they just gave a little bit of their background, fucker.
So-
Well, that'll be a sidebar.
Because it's rare to see, you don't hear about no black guys talking about.
Say word. So
How they got into it?
Okay.
So cybersecurity, like now, you can come straight out of school and be in cybersecurity. When we was coming up, you had to do networking, you had to do system administration, you had to do a little bit of help desk, you had to do a little field services, you had to know all 7 layers of the OSI. And then when you understood all of that, you started to understand how
How everything works together,
Yeah.
how it all combines, and then at that point, you can take that knowledge and be able to secure that environment. You say, no, I know how A, B, C, and D works, and because of that, I'm gonna implement these things in order to protect
it. So I would say this, you right. So you don't normally see that, but I could tell you, man, there's a lot of programs around town. W.I.T.B, Du Bois Center, they do a lot of just, cybersecurity for free. It's no charge. Come on up there. If you want to get in it, it's some serious brothers up there that'll teach you. So that's our plug on the cybersecurity stuff. All right.
Okay, say it one more time.
We code KC.
We cold
We
We code KC.
KC.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's one for the youth, for the kids. They teach kids all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Bookmark that.
Yeah, dog.
Bookmark that.
With the
Bookmark that.
codeine and things like that?
All of it.
Okay.
Starting at 8 years old.
Yep.
Oh, my little tribe need to get in something. Instead of drive me.
Hey, we in this bitch.
And then I love
So,
your plug, dog.
with Black History, he did give us a little bit of Black History.
Man, we got that fact.
And we did, and they helped us out here a
Lately,
little bit.
it's been hella
know-
gems dropped right
It
now.
has.
So-
Cause
I
I
love it.
learned some shit, I heard some shit, and I'm like, I'm blown the fuck away.
I am
like,
too. I love our
damn.
guests.
You know, I really want to drink more, unfortunately, but you know,
No,
I
you know what?
probably
You know, when you drink more, your words slur and shit.
They
So-
might slur a little bit, but you know what I'm saying.
But I guess when we come back for our second half, our guest is going to make us a drink, and we're going to see how that flavor and how that tastes, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about current events topics and get to know these two guys, Roger and Raj, a little bit more in their background and them sitting on our couch and fucking with us. We in this bitch. I'm Blake Leo,
I'm not just being.
and this is.
This is Three Fingers Deep. Look us up at on any of the podcasting platforms. We're on Spotify, Amazon Music, and soon to be on the rest of them. But you can search for us on those right now.
Hey, we're taking a break. Come back with us. Thank you, Smoky Face Smoke Shop.
4250 Truths, KC and Mo.
Hey, we in
yes,
this
yes,
bitch.
yes.
We in
We
this
in
bitch.
this bitch.
Run that up, Rico.
City boy. Shit.